Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining me again. I'm excited about our next two guests. I've got Chris from More Expo and Chad from Overland Addict, one of our amazing sponsors. And they just so happen to be my first male guest on the show. So please take a moment and welcome them to the chat. Hi, guys. How are you?
What's up?
Hey, National Women's Day for us to be the first dudes on the show.
Hey, is that today?
Well, Chris, you did promise me that you were going to wear a wig, and I don't see a wig. I mean,
that would have been a sight.
Yeah, you got to remind me on some of that stuff.
If anybody's going to do it, Chris will do it.
I come up with all these crazy ideas, and then
you should have done it. It would have been great. Chad just said no, he wasn't touching the wig thing.
Immediately, I was like, nope, I'm out.
Not happening.
I don't do the wigs.
I mean, but it would have been epic if you both had done it, especially with women's.
Uh-oh, he's got a backup wig. Look at him.
Does he? Oh no.
I don't have a wig here. Trying to think of something I could substitute.
Throw a shirt on over your head or something.
A shirt on over my head, yeah. What's he got? Oh, he's got one. Look at this.
There we go.
Dude. Nice style. I love it.
That is perfect.
With the hat.
Yes. With the hat.
Love it.
Okay, so I need to know now.
You look like what's David Spade? What's that character he has?
I don't know.
The super country dude. What's that show? Joe Dirt. You look like Joe Dirt.
There you go. Oh my God. You went to Joe Dirt. Okay, so Chris, explain why you have the wig to begin with.
Yes.
This is my, let's see. So the room that I'm in is actually just kind of our closet office type room, and in the closet right there is all of our Halloween costumes from the past 5 years. So this one I knew was going to be sitting on top because it was my Peter Pan wig.
Okay.
I was Peter Pan this year, so yeah.
That's great. Just needs to be a little bit longer, and you can pull off the women part.
I know. I need to grow some more hair, anyways. So.
But I mean, I appreciate the gesture that you tried to pull it off for me.
There we go.
Tell us, how did you guys get into overlanding?
Chad, you want to take that one?
Sure. So I got into it basically. I was looking for a fun vehicle for the summer, so I was thinking convertibles, and then I thought a Jeep would be fun. Let's get a Jeep. We'll take the top off in the summertime, cruise around. I was like, that sounds like fun. So bought a Jeep and immediately went to YouTube to start looking for mods that I could do to my Jeep because I don't like to leave anything factory. So I just started searching for things I could do to my Jeep, and I stumbled upon, I don't remember what video it was, some overlanding video. Might have been Lifestyle Overland or something. And immediately when I saw it, I was like, that's what I want to do right there. So I knew I wanted to outfit my Jeep and start going out and camping. I've always been kind of a curious person and explorer at heart. So right when I saw that, I was like, that's what I want to do. So that's kind of how the snowball started.
That's awesome. What about you, Chris?
I started, I cut my teeth with a Jeep Wrangler. This would have been back in 2015. I had one before that, but I had no idea what I had, and it was a Pavement Princess. But 2015, I got a JKUR, and I was taking it down to all the local off-road parks, and we were going out and beating it up and having a blast with that. And it just kind of evolved into the overland direction more. We go out and beat and bruise our rigs and just tear things up. And somehow it kind of turned into, man, I enjoy the camping as much as I do the really hard trails. And then we found ourselves like, we'd go to S'more, but we'd also plan a day to explore back roads all around S'more. And we kind of learned that, oh yeah, people are calling this overlanding. That's what this thing is that everybody's loving, and this exploration, outside of the fences. And then, there are so many people that are influential in where this has all become. A lot of the storytellers, ex-Overland, and just anybody that's out there telling a story. Chad was even one of them himself with his YouTube channel. So as it grew and we started making friends, it's kind of hard not to grow with it.
Right. So Jeff has a question regarding the Peter Pan wig. You said you were Peter
Yeah.
Pan for Halloween. Was it tights and all?
Oh yeah, it was. We don't mess around. We go full on out for Halloween.
So we're going to expect photos for this later. It's going to be, we need proof to verify.
Yeah, you can probably dig around on my Facebook page and find one or two. If
So
you
was
go
your
back
wife
to
was your wife Tinkerbell? Is she your sidekick?
No, she was Rufio.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Who's
she did a
Rufio?
good
Is that a Peter Pan character?
Chad,
Yeah.
I'm so disappointed.
I don't keep up with that stuff.
It's Hook. So if you've seen the movie Hook, you got Captain Hook and then Peter Pan or Peter Panning. It's Robin Williams as Peter Pan, and then Rufio's kind of the kid that took his place.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Learn something new every day.
What? Yeah.
Chad, I'm gonna download it on Apple TV and bring it to Moore and make you watch it at some point.
Okay, we'll have a TV in the booth. We can just play Peter Pan on the TV in the booth.
Perfect. There you go. We'll just play Hook all the time.
Only if Chris wears the wig. Only if he wears the wig, though.
Oh, wear the whole outfit.
That would be epic.
That would be epic. So Donald's saying that's the best Peter Pan movie of all time, which I agree. It's Robin Williams, so he was an amazing actor. But Donald's also asking Chris, when should people hear about the media crowds for more?
Media crowds.
I know he was inquiring about the media pass.
Yeah, I'm not sure, Donald. If you want to shoot me a note through the More Expo page or something like that, we can get that addressed for you.
Okay. So tell us about your rigs now, Chris. Yours was showcased last year at More, right before you took full custody, or I guess you'd say custody of it, ownership of it, because Adventure Motors was working on it.
Yeah. So, I got in touch with Michael about a month before the expo, and I said, man, I'm just driving back and forth to Springfield a bunch. I need something that's, I don't care about fuel mileage, but I need something that's a little bit more comfortable to drive back and forth than my Wrangler. And Michael said, yeah, no problem. Come down. I got a bunch of things you can look at. And I got down there and I fell in love with the GX 470. So I said, cool, I'll take it. And Michael says, well, let's build it and trick it out for the show. I was like, dude, we only have 30 days. And I don't know. I was hesitant. He's like, listen, man, we'll get it done. So we sent letters out to about 30 businesses and said, hey, if you guys want to partner with us, we know lead times are long, but if we can get these parts in, we'll get them on, we'll have this truck built, it'll display it more. 25 of the 30 companies got right back with us and said, yeah, we're in, let's go. So it took about 15 days to get all the parts in finally. So about 10 days before the show, Michael and I and Drake all stood there and looked at 4 pallets of parts. And we pretty much said to ourselves, what the hell are we doing standing here looking at these parts? We got to get them on this truck now.
That's awesome.
In 9 days, we built that truck from bone stock to what it is today, essentially. The night before it left Kansas City for Springfield for the expo, I think it was 11 o'clock at night is when the tent finally went on, and that was it. And then it was on its way down. We joked that the paint was drying on the way to the expo.
It pretty much was. I remember all the buildup for it. So
yeah. So that has been an awesome, fun rig. Since More Expo last year, we put 36,000 miles on it approximately. And my wife and I have camped in it over 50 nights.
That's amazing. Now, Chad, you have this gorgeous G-Wagon. that I just want to sit in it one time, just kind of, or take it out on the trails to see how it handles. But your setup is amazing. So tell everybody about yours.
Thank you. Yeah. So prior to that, I had a Wrangler like Chris, and just I loved it. It was great. It could do anything I wanted it to do. Any obstacle was pretty much a piece of cake for it. It was built out really well. But I don't know. I kind of get tired of things. I get bored pretty quickly, and thought it was time for a change. Wanted something different, something you don't see on the trail very much. So I've been kind of watching G wagons in the past. I started looking at those again, and I thought, let's see if I can find something. So I started the search online, and quickly came upon this company called Europa G Wagon, which is based out of Colorado and New Mexico both. And Europa, just kind of quick backstory, they were the sole importer for Mercedes G Wagons prior to 2002. So Mercedes didn't actually start bringing them to the United States until 2002. So prior to that, Europa, if you got one, it had to come through Europa. So contacted those guys and just kind of asked them what they had. And they had some really cool stuff, some stuff way out of my range. But they had this one that was a 1992 350 GD, and it was green. I wasn't really looking for green. I was kind of looking for either white or silver. Definitely didn't want black, because when you see one, that's usually the color you see it.
Right.
So I wasn't really looking for green, but it kind
of. We lost him for a second.
Diesel
That's a
on
good
top
look,
of that.
though.
Sorry, can you guys hear me now?
We can hear you now.
Yeah.
But you froze with like this great look on your face.
Oh, I'm sure it was lovely. Yes. So anyway, long story short, I found the green one, and it was diesel. I was looking for something diesel, so it was diesel. It kind of checked all the boxes, and it was from Belgium. It had been imported in 2017, and signed the papers, bought it, and it was completely stock when I got it. And I started adding everything to it. I built it out to what it is today, and I love it, man. It's great. It's almost like driving a very comfortable off-road station wagon. It's extremely comfortable.
Very nice. So Alex is saying that he likes the green of the G wagon, which
Thanks,
I do
Alex.
too.
It's growing on me.
I agree.
It's taken all this time for it to grow on you.
It didn't take that long. My
Okay.
Jeep was green before that, so it was kind of a natural transition, I guess. But
Very nice. So Phil's asking, Chris, when it comes to more, do you have any thoughts on displaying visitor rigs?
Yeah, absolutely. We love displaying visitor rides, or what we call featured vehicles. We've got several in place already. We displayed yours last year as a featured rig, and now you guys have a booth and you're rolling. I love it.
I just got asked today to sit in with CBI. So
Nice.
Really,
the 4Runner will be sitting at the CBI booth this year.
okay, very cool.
Yeah,
very
That's
cool.
awesome.
Nice. Well, congratulations.
Thank you. I'm excited.
So we absolutely feature readers' rides, I guess would be a good way to put it. If you want to reach out through the More Expo Facebook page is usually the best way to get a hold of me, and we can kind of chat and check it out. I will tell everybody that we get this year we've probably had 100 applications to do that. We're extremely selective about what vehicles we put in. It's just seems like whatever works out, but I can tell you that parking lot is always a car show.
It definitely is.
Yeah, that is something that if everybody's not doing, they should be doing, is take a walk through the parking lot before you come in or while you're out at the car eating lunch or whatever it may be. But there are always cool rigs out there. So, if anybody wants to shoot me a note and some pictures, anything like that, I've probably got room for a couple more spaces. But yeah. So
Jeremiah's calling you guys stud muffins.
What's up, Jeremiah? He's the biggest stud muffin of all.
Is he? Okay.
That's right. Yes, he is.
Jared saying
Hey Chris,
Go ahead.
with the outdoor part of More this year, will it be easier for people to kind of naturally walk through the parking lot as they're looking at the vendors outdoors?
So the parking lot will be completely changed. For attendees, you'll enter a completely different gate, and so you'll actually enter gate 2 as opposed to the gate that you came in last year. All of the parking will be on the far west side, and then you'll actually come through the ticket booths that the fair uses. They've got 4, kind of will call ticket booths that you'll come through, and then once you come through those, you'll be checked in, everything will be good. You'll be able to walk over into the outside area, come over into the inside area, whichever you choose to jump into first. So
Cool.
So yeah, you'll be right there. Once you get in, you'll be smack dab in the middle of it.
Okay, Chad, do you want to explain Jared's comment here? Hi, Brian from Overland Addict.
I don't understand that. No, I can't explain it. Maybe I've called myself Brian before. I don't know.
I say, Jared, you're gonna have to explain that one here in a minute.
I think that's for the rendezvous.
Oh. So, yeah. Chris, does your mustache come with a wife beater?
Oh, that's awesome.
Can we shut his comments off?
But they're going to provide so much entertainment.
Oh, I know. No, keep them coming. I love it.
That's great.
It's just the beginning, I'm thinking 2-3 years from now, I should have a beard to match, and then I can look cool like Jeremiah. So okay. That's the plan.
Yeah. So is there going to be another test drive track where people can take their own rigs out on?
We didn't do it this year since we put all the vendors in that outside spot this year. I wanted to leave out the test drive track, so we'll probably incorporate that again next year. This year we're just trying to make sure we stick with what we're good at. As we're growing so quickly, I got to make sure that we keep our priorities where they need to be, and we know that we're good at vendors. And we kind of want to test run it and see how weather is going to look in April and all that. So it'll be all vendors outside.
You don't want to repeat of the snow from last year?
That's why we moved to April. But I can tell you guys, the test drive track is going to be at S'more. So go to S'more, and you got over 200 miles of trail to go test drive on.
There you
go. Also, that mustache comes along with a dang good hand pour old fashioned.
That's right. That's right. And I know Mr. Moore behind that badge right there, and I'm pretty sure he's king of the mustache. I think he's got a boss mustache. So.
I think he does too.
Yeah.
So Kip's saying good evening from Crush Expeditions. Hi,
Kip.
Thanks for joining. So, Chad, going back to your G-Wagon, because that's where we left off before all the comments started getting quite entertaining. Your G-Wagon. I saw this photo where it looked like you basically almost flipped it or rolled it at Express Rally's Overland series. What was that like? Yes.
Well, it was like 1 minute I was driving, and the next minute my nose is up in the air. It was pretty crazy.
I just remember seeing the photo, and then Aaron trying to help push you back, and yes.
It was pretty crazy. Yeah, it was totally driver error, and it was a stupid mistake. What happened is we were driving around out at Glade Top area, and there's this trail that I've been on before, and we can't. It basically goes this way and curves pretty sharply, and inside that curve there's hugely washed out, and it had gotten worse over the years. We came at it from a different side though, that it kind of wise into that, and we came from a different angle on it and came in, and we hooked around, and I didn't really realize that's where the spot was. And this was pretty late in the day. I was kind of tired, and I just looked off to my left at, I think, some water feature or something like that. And by the time I looked left and looked right, my front tire had already went over it. So I missed the obstacle completely. I didn't even know it was there. And then I just kept driving straight ahead, what I thought was straight ahead on the trail, and my back tire dipped in it, and just the weight of my truck just kind of rolled it like that. So it was pretty silly. Stupid error.
You made a lot of Facebook groups with that photo.
I'm
It
sure.
was, I
Yeah,
think I saw it everywhere for weeks. It was great.
I'm sure I got made fun of quite a bit on that photo.
I think it
But
was
it was a
more
good.
people were shocked that you took the G-Wagon out for an event like that and then got caught up in that sort of situation.
That could be. Most of the time, you don't see them out like that.
Right.
But it was a good opportunity to use the winch and have a good time doing some recovery. So
There you go. What are your where's your guys' favorite places to travel?
I've been a lot of places this year,
Mhm.
from North Michigan to Green River, Utah to Flagstaff, Arizona. Been in the Smoky Mountains this year, Arkansas a bunch. Honestly, I think my favorite has been the New River Gorge area in West Virginia. I absolutely loved West Virginia. The history is amazing. The culture of the entire state is just something unbelievable. The people are fantastic. They live a lot differently than most of us do. I absolutely would say that's my favorite place that I've been.
What about you, Chad?
I haven't been to a lot of places actually in the United States. There's a lot of places I've still yet to go that are kind of really popular places that you see a lot of people going to on YouTube and stuff like that. I stick to home quite a bit just because I don't get a lot of time away from the shop and away from family. So I go to Arkansas a lot, and if I'm just going somewhere local, and I've got a couple of days, that's where I go. I head for Arkansas and find a camp spot right on the water somewhere. So I do a lot of that, but I did actually go out west last year on an express rally event to Colorado and New Mexico. They had two separate events, but they were basically back to back. There was a couple days in between each one. So I went out there and I stayed in between. So I was gone for, I think, 14 days.
Mhm.
And it was beautiful. I didn't get to spend as much time as I wanted to in New Mexico because on my way out there, I started having issues with my truck. And I quickly realized once I was out there, we did one trail the day before the event started, and I could tell that it was going to be a liability basically on the trail. It was very
Mhm.
underpowered. Turns out it was fuel related. So I had to divert and go up to Loveland and get my truck fixed. I only got to spend one day in New Mexico, but it was absolutely gorgeous. I have got to get back there. We were around the Eagle Nest and Red River area.
Mhm.
Absolutely gorgeous. We stayed one night up on a mountaintop, 10,000 feet in the air. That was absolutely incredible. So that was beautiful. And then I got my truck fixed, and just by sheer luck, I happened to be had to take my truck to Loveland to get it fixed because the people that I bought it from, their shop is in Loveland. So
Mhm.
he's one of the only few people I trust working on it. So I drove to Loveland, and that was the exact same time that Overland Expo Mountain West was going on. So I got to go hang out with Lee and Michael while they were at Expo Mountain West. So I had to check that out, and then drove back to Colorado and caught the second Express Rally event, which was the Colorado one, and I got to stay out there the whole time. And man, Colorado was absolutely gorgeous. Never seen anything like that. It was amazing. So those two places have probably been my favorite places that I've traveled to. I've been to a couple other little states and done some small camping trips, but those were the big ones and my favorites.
Jeff and I were supposed to be on those two, and we had some scheduling conflicts and couldn't make it, but ended up doing some New Mexico and then on to Arizona later on that month. But we were disappointed that we missed it. It looked like a lot of fun from the photos.
It was a lot of fun. We had a good time.
That's awesome. So, Chris, what's your bucket list spot?
Ooh.
I'm throwing out the hard questions.
Bucket list is, I think, towards the latter part of 23. I want to plan or have planned and be ready to execute a full Baja trip. So I'd love to get all the way down to Cabo, and then ferry across and then come back up through the mainland. So that's on the list. Alaska's always on the list. It's just ultra expensive to be able to get a vehicle to Alaska. So I don't know. I might have to make some friends in Alaska that could let me use a vehicle. And I want to get up and do more things east of here. West Virginia was phenomenal. I know Kentucky is absolutely beautiful. I do have friends in Kentucky, so I'd love to get out there.
Overland Pioneers. Jeremiah.
I know. Yeah, that's my guy.
I bet he'd show us
got
around.
A few of them, the Cottywample guys. We've got a few friends out there. There'll be a lot of Kentuckians from out that way coming in for more expo, so I'm excited to see all them.
You'll have to introduce me to some.
Yeah, well, you won't miss them.
That's great, because Kentucky's on my list too. So yeah, you'll have to introduce me to some of them. So I've got some points of contact. I'm
originally from the East Coast. I was born in Massachusetts and lived there till I was a teenager. So it would be really cool for me to get back out that direction. And then, I'd like to start in Massachusetts and kind of work my way up north to Nova Scotia and check that part of the world out. So that'll probably be the direction that I'll travel next year.
Very nice. What about you, Chad? If you can get away from the shop.
If you can get away from the shop.
If I can get away from the shop. Yeah, it's an easy question because it's been on my bucket list for quite a while, and that is BC, British Columbia. I would love to go there. It looks absolutely just breathtaking.
I agree.
Yeah.
I don't know how I'm going to pull it off. I mean, that would probably be a 4-day trip just to get there, I would imagine, and then 4 days to get back. So you're gone over a week just traveling. And then once you go that far, I mean, in my mind, you got to stay at least a week to make it worth it, right? So you're talking about at least 2 weeks off to go do something like that. So it'll be rough. It's hard to do, but I'm going to figure out how to do it.
You can do it. I've got full faith in you. So Mike's saying, yo. He's part of the chat now. Favorite time of year to camp?
That's hard, actually, because I like almost every season.
Fall.
I'd probably say, I was gonna say fall, spring or fall, one of the two.
Yeah, spring or fall. The right after all the bugs are dead, or right before all the bugs come out. Normally I say winter, but this never-ending winter, I'm over it. So I'm not friends with winter anymore. We are not getting along.
No, I agree with that one. I spent 5.5 hours detailing the 4Runner. I was so excited. She was spotless, and it freaking iced 3 days later. I was pissed. So
we have like
ice ruins everything.
4 or 5 inches of snow coming tonight.
We're supposed to get a few inches tonight. So I was like, if the kids go on distance learning again, I'm done. I'm over it.
Yeah, that's exactly what I said. I was like, they are not canceling school tomorrow. I've only worked like 2 days this month.
Right. Yeah, it's horrible.
Get back to the office.
Slacker.
Yeah.
Mike's saying his favorite time of season is fall.
It's a good one.
Overland Pioneers, what favorite new piece of gear in the shop? Which is funny because it's actually one of my questions. So thank you.
Nice. He's thinking ahead.
He is. I appreciate it.
I'd probably say we got these new little portable propane fire pits called Losses. Those are super cool. I like those a lot. It's basically a little ammo can that they've made into a fire pit, and they have two different sizes. One's just a normal size ammo can, which is very portable. And then they have one called the Krakatoa that is humongous. I think it's like a small missile ammo can thing. And it'll supposedly shoot a flame, I think 4 feet high. So that one's pretty cool. I'd say probably that. We're also just became a dealer. I don't have them in the shop yet, but just became a dealer of Geyser portable shower units. So those are pretty cool.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I saw those. That's the one you were thinking about using it at more in case anybody shows up and they're all filthy dirty.
Yeah, close them down.
Probably those guys from Kentucky.
You're just straight up throwing the guys from Kentucky underneath the bus.
Mainly,
It's fantastic.
it's just Jeremiah.
It's
all
just
the rest of them, all the rest of them are fine. Yeah, it's just Jeremiah.
So they're screaming lava box.
Yeah.
So are you
It
going
is
to
cool.
have those at Moore, Chad?
Definitely will have those at more. Yep.
Okay. I'm going to have to check them out because we're still looking at a propane fire pit, but we want something that's easy to, transport. It doesn't take up a lot of room.
I'm trying to figure out a way to actually have them in the recovery room and working like open flames, but I don't think Chris is probably gonna let me do that.
Yeah.
I will absolutely let you do it. It's just my boss won't let anybody do it. The
Yeah.
fairgrounds will. They'll pull out that piece of paper that I signed about 13 months ago.
Remember
and say,
this?
remember, it says no gas, fuel, open flame, or you can't bring your own food.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yep.
So Jason's
I
saying you
figured as
guys,
much.
we can't trust Jeremiah.
Oh, yeah. He's trustworthy and lovable.
And now Fletcher's dead. So,
Oh.
So Chad, tell us about your shop. We kind of hinted around it, but for those who don't know you, tell us about Overland Addict.
Yep. So we've been in business since June of 2019. We started off it basically was a spinoff of the YouTube channel I did for a while. So in the beginning, we just sold patches and stickers and some apparel around the brand Overland Addict, kind of as like merch for my channel. And started off doing that for about 5-6 months. And then around December of 2019, I decided to start looking into selling gear because I've always been like a gear junkie in whatever I do, whatever hobby it is. And so, yeah, I started selling some gear. And I think around January when I started actually selling gear on our website, some small stuff. And then in March of 2020, I went full blown. I opened a shop. It's not this location. It was a location before this. So yeah, right when the pandemic hit is when I started to really open my doors to the public. So shortly after that, it got crazy. But yeah, so now we're a full blown retail store. We moved from the old space, which was 1,500 square feet, to now a 4,500 square foot retail store and showroom. And the old shop was tucked corners, very hard to find. This one is up by the road, so a lot easier to find. I get people stopping in all the time saying, "Hey, I drove by and I saw your sign." So yeah, it's been awesome. We carry all the gear you would expect, rooftop tents, roof racks, fridges, solar panels, lighting, all kinds of stuff. We do installs as well for any of the gear that we sell. And yeah, we're in Nixa, Missouri. So that's basically just a suburb of Springfield, Missouri, about 5-6 miles from Springfield. So if anybody's in the area, come check us out.
So what are your hours for those who might want to detour that way?
Yep. So Tuesday through Friday, 10 to 5, Saturday, 9 to noon.
Okay. And someone just asked, where's the shop at again?
Nixa, Missouri.
Just outside of Springfield.
Basically Springfield. Yeah.
Okay. Yep. Bill's saying hi. Hi, Bill.
Hey, Bill.
What's up, Bill?
So Jeremiah's asked twice now, what beverages are going to be in the recovery room at Moore?
So we'll have the beer and wine, and we'll probably have, I'd say 6 or 8 of the cocktails from our craft cocktail series, our campfire cocktail series there. Chad and I haven't got together on what we're going to put in there yet. So I think we just need to get that hashed out.
We got to figure it out, don't we?
Yeah. If anybody wants to put a vote in, then go for it.
The chat's going to start blowing up now with like all the suggestions of drinks.
Recommendations. Bring them on.
Yeah, bring them in.
So
Chad,
talking about the lounge, the recovery room, Chad, how did you come up with that idea?
Well, it wasn't my idea. I can't take credit for it. It was Chris's idea.
Oh,
no.
I'm sorry.
Chris's grand theme.
I don't know. I think it was a combination of, hey, we need to do something. This is, what I'm into and how I like to throw a party. And I said, well, this is how I kind of like to throw a party. And honestly, the idea would not have happened if we weren't sitting together talking about it. So we can both take credit for it, I guess. How about that?
Yeah, that's pretty true. He came to me and was like, "Hey, I got this idea for this lounge kind of area, and wanted to know if I wanted to collaborate with him." And we talked about it, and yeah, it's kind of taken on its own form since then. It's going to be awesome.
I think it's great. You
Mhm.
guys might find me in there quite a bit. You know, the kids will be with us the whole time, so I'll
Great.
need a break.
Yeah, for sure.
Get those kids dancing. Chad's wonderful wife has booked live music, I believe, Friday and Saturday from noon to 5. And I checked out every band that she booked for it, and she rocked it.
That's
So
awesome.
She picked some
there will
good
be
ones.
some seriously good talent in there. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's great.
I'm
And
excited
my
to see
wife
them
has
all.
my wife has handled pretty much everything to do with the recovery room because I've been so busy with the shop and focused on, our actual booth and inventory for that and everything. So she kind of was like, "Hey, I'll help you with that if you want." And I was like, "God, please, just yes, take it over and help me figure out what to do there." So she's been doing all that, which I really appreciate.
That's awesome.
Yeah, she's rocking it.
So Jeff's over here throwing out Kamikaze on the Rocks and White Russians in the morning.
Is a kamikaze
Sounds
just
good.
like a bunch of things? And then
I have no
I don't
idea.
That's
know.
what it was when I was a
I
kid,
don't
right? You
know.
go to the soda. Oh no, that's called a
Yeah,
suicide.
you go to the
Where you
soda
mix all
machine
the
and you
drinks.
hit them all. Yeah.
I'm sure he'll explain it here in a little bit. So talking about kids and more. So more is coming up in like 3 weeks, 4 weeks.
Too soon, man. I
I'll
still
say
have so
it's
much stuff to do.
soon.
I think I have 4 weeks. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So I have a kiddo who is so mad at you, Chris, because of when you scheduled more.
Oh,
It's somebody's
why?
birthday.
It is her official 10th birthday, so she's hitting double digits. So it's a big deal.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And so we have to be down there on her birthday, so on Thursday. So I think we need to figure out some way to make this special for her.
There we go.
You
Yeah,
guys
we'll
I
get
know
wanna
one.
together on that.
I know one way we can maybe do it. We're going to have part of the recovery room. We're going to have a balloon lady there making all these custom crazy balloon things. So
Okay.
maybe she could make her custom like little birthday balloon or something.
Okay. I'm sure
That'd
we
be
can come up
cool.
with some.
Yeah. Nice. So that happens to me every year at Rendezvous. Rendezvous is always on my daughter's birthday.
Mm.
But we've been doing it since she was 2, so she doesn't know any different.
Right?
She's
Yeah,
like,
no,
"Oh, it's my birthday. Time to go to Rendezvous."
she sees you on Mike and Lee's show, and she's like, "Oh, that's the guy that's ruining my birthday this year." And she's like, "It's
Chris.
10." She's like, "This is my last year in single digits." Like she goes on a full rant. It's quite hysterical listening to her.
Well,
So
bless her
just saying
heart.
a kamikaze is vodka, lime, and a splash of Sprite.
All right. Sounds good.
So he's the
Does
only
sound
one
good.
throwing any drinks out right now.
All right.
That might say something. So Chris, personally, what's your favorite thing about More?
My absolute favorite thing about it is seeing smaller businesses come in,
Mm-hmm.
or somebody that we feature as a featured rig with a lesser known YouTube channel, or somebody that's really just trying to get off the ground and make connections and get recognized. And I love seeing those people come into More Expo and put the screws to it and work and talk to people and make friends and focus and be dedicated the entire time and take advantage of everything that there is to offer. And then next year, when I talk to them again, find out that they've exploded, or I mean, not like exploded because that would be terrible. Just to find out that they're succeeding and they're doing well, and they helped launch some of their start at the expo. That is like the coolest thing to see. I love that. Seeing all the vendors come in, That's incredible. Throughout the whole year, we always say we work 360 days for the 5 days surrounding the expo.
Mhm.
And in those 360 days, I'm helping plan and helping organize, and we're putting more Momentum magazine, and I'm working with Cindy Pope throughout the year, or I'm traveling to events and I'm talking to people, about the Midwest and inviting people from all states of the United States into the Midwest for this kind of stuff. So just being able to throw a party and watch all these people come in, help people succeed, and just watch this growth is that's where it gets you in the old heartstrings, right?
I love it. Well, and like Jeff said, love's the answer. That's why we loved more. I don't think I would be where I'm at if it wasn't for the fact that you featured my Forerunner last year. It really gave me a chance to talk to people and team up with some companies. I got a chance to be an ambassador for CBI, thanks to more, all because my Forerunner was sitting there with a Prinsu rack and they didn't have one on display. So amazing opportunities that you get to meet people that you never thought you'd get to. So thank you very much for that opportunity last year.
That's so cool. I love hearing that. You guys put your heart and soul into it, and you did exactly what I described. I mean, you guys came in and you stood there, you chatted with everybody, and you took full advantage of it. And we've opened that opportunity up to several more people this year. Our storytellers, we've got some names in that area, people that have grown and they're working their way to very recognizable names. But we've also got some names that are new, and they're still grinding to try to get their channels built, or whatever platforms they're using built. And I'm excited to see how all that goes next year. We've invited about 20 of them in this year, so
Love it.
it's
Chad,
really
what about
cool to
you?
see.
What's your favorite part of more?
My favorite part of more is just the people in general. So meeting customers that maybe I haven't seen in a long time, that maybe they've traveled before a long way to come to the shop, and I just don't get to see them that often, and then they come back in town for more. Or just people that, this is my third year, Miss Moore's third year, it's my third year at Moore. So, as times went on, you start recognizing the same people that come back every year. So getting to see those people again and talk with them is really cool. Just meeting all the people coming up to the booth is really, really fun. It's tiring because you're on your feet all day long and you're talking to so many people, but I love it. And then getting to hang out with all the other vendors that a lot of us in this industry are friends, and you just don't get to see them that often and talk to them, except at these shows. So that's a lot of fun to get to hang out with other vendors. I've made good friends in this industry, people that run shops like mine, or people that are manufacturers, and yeah, just the people. It's a lot of fun.
I understand that it's tiring standing on your feet all day talking to people. I think I lost my voice by the time we left last year, just from talking so much. Yes.
Oh yeah. You've got to be on your game. The first year I completely lost my voice. It was so bad. I was hooting and hollering and making a lot of noise because I was so excited.
Shocker that you were making a lot of noise.
Right?
Yeah. So the second year I learned to not crack my voice, no more yelling on the microphone or anything like that.
Stay hydrated. That's the key, man.
And
Drink
that
water.
helped, but it still didn't do it. And now when I do events like that, that's the trick. Just got to stay hydrated. And actually, I'll keep a handful of cough drops in my pocket too, because those help too. It's unbelievable. Yeah, you just nonstop the whole time. How it's a game of how many people can I talk to by the end of the day. You've all been to a wedding reception as one of the wedding party, and I kind of equated to that. Like, you don't really remember much from your wedding reception or any conversations because the entire time you were just walking around talking as much as you could to as many people as possible. That's kind of what it's like at these events. But man, is it fun!
It
A lot of fun.
Absolutely blast last year. We've gone the last 2 years. Last year got to be one of the feature rigs. Just an amazing expo. Such a great opportunity to shopping for one. I mean, you can't go without purchasing stuff that you probably don't need.
All necessary.
Yes, all necessary, of course. But at the time, you think you really, really need it, and then you get home trying to figure out what you're going to do with it. So Jeremiah's asking, how many vendors this year?
155.
Wow.
From more than 6 countries represented.
That's amazing.
We've got multiple companies coming in from South Africa. We've got a Red Arc coming in. They're flying their team in from Australia. We've got a company from Chile. We've got a company from Sweden. We've got a Canadian company, the U.S., and a Sphere is sending their sales team in from Israel. So
that's incredible.
7 countries, including the U.S. that I know of. There could be other companies sending their teams in that I just don't know about, but those are the ones I know of that are coming in from across the border, I guess.
That's great. Mike saying he's looking forward to more this year. Can't wait to see all the gear. So Chad, you're gonna have to like fully load out your booth.
Yeah.
Yep.
There's my buddies from Midland.
Working on it.
Say Midland are saying hi, that they're pumped for
Yeah.
more this year. I look forward to seeing them again. They were such a fantastic booth last year.
They from where they were at last year to what they're doing this year. Holy cow. I love it. Well, Midland helped us completely switch and change the S'more to More route is what it was before, which was a guided ride from Southern Missouri Off-Road Ranch to the More Expo. And with their help, we were able to create this awesome actual rally, which is it is now the S2M Overland Rally presented by Midland Radio. And it's a 100-mile route that goes from S'more in Seymour, Missouri to the More Expo. So camp at Southern Missouri Off-Road Ranch. You can check in at the Midland booth there. You get your registration packet, and it'll take you on about a 4-hour scenic adventure ride on some really cool trails, some really awesome roads. I'm always wondering if the next time I go down there and test drive one, if I'm going to get bored with it, and I don't. They're so pretty. So we've got about a 4-hour ride each way, and it's turn by turn directions. So we're not using a GPS file or GPX file. There's no satellite navigation on any of this. It's legitimate turn by turn direction with clues and trivia and pop quizzes along the way.
Awesome.
So as you go through your book and you're following the direction, answer the questions where you can and where you know it, and they're not all easy. So whenever everybody's done with that, we'll have a space that you fill in your name and your information, and you'll turn them into any of the Midland booth locations. There's 3 of them. Okay. So drop it off, and myself and the Midland team in the days following More Expo will grade those books. And then whoever gets their mileage correct, the timing right, the questions correct, and whoever's the most accurate on everything, Midland's going to announce a list of some pretty awesome prizes. But I've got a feeling there's going to be several MXT 500s and maybe some other really cool stuff.
I want one of those, the MXT 500. Lee was playing with his. I think it was his when we all went camping for Jeff's birthday, and the range on it was incredible. He was probably 10 miles behind us, and we could still hear him on ours. So
I've hit 14 miles on my 400. So
okay. Yeah, they make incredible radios, but they were just fun to talk to last year, and they helped me team up against a friend of mine to have them buy their first radio. So it was great. His my buddy's Matt's wife was mad at me. She told me he couldn't hang out with me anymore. AJ's wanting to know, Chris, when are you going to put Michael Hayden in a more commercial?
I'll probably avoid that as long as I can. No, I'm just kidding. Michael's the man. I don't know. I need to. That's a great idea. I hadn't even thought about it. So, this year Michael is actually the MC again for the Big Iron Overland rallies. So
nice.
Come and watch him and I rip it up on the stage in between bands and laugh and giggle and sing along. So catch him on that. And AJ, I appreciate that. I'll keep him in mind for the next time.
So Phil's asking for more information on that rally from S'more to More.
Yeah. So jump on the More Expo website, and then you'll see a tab that says S2M Overland Rally. There's a ton of information on that website page, and that should give you the majority of the information or answers to questions that you might have. If you have any other questions on it, do shoot me a note. Let's chat on it. I'm pretty quick to respond, so I'll be happy to get back to anybody. This is our first year doing the S2M rally. It's gonna be a blast. I know that if I did miss anything on there, and as I get questions, I try to add information just in case I missed anything. So yeah, read through that, and then if you have any other questions, just reach out to me. I'll get right back to you.
So AJ's wanting to know, will an F-250 fit on that trail?
100%. Yep, absolutely. Perfect. You can take anything from a little Subaru. You can take any vehicle on the trails. They're all legal roads. They're just very poorly maintained legal roads. So expect some fun puddles to splash through. No sinking mud. But there's some fun deep puddles to splash through. There's some pretty little creeks. Yeah. There's
nice.
It's in April, so I'm expecting we'll probably have a little bit of rain leading up to the event. So as long as it rains, there's I think the A route probably has 10 or so.
That's a lot.
And then the B route, actually, I think the B route might have 15 or so, something like that.
Wow.
There's a ton of little low water bridges and creek crossings, so it's cool. You think, oh, legal roads, it doesn't sound so exciting. It's not trail, right? Forest roads or anything, but these aren't the kind of roads you'd want to drive down every day to get to your house. Some people do, because there's houses along the road. Some people do, but man, I'll tell you what. Yeah,
So Jeremiah's saying, can't wait to get cracked out on Got Your Six coffee and see the whole crew. I'm a little concerned by that statement.
I think Jeremiah eats those chocolate covered coffee beans like candy.
Hey, you know what? I can't blame him. I'll do the same thing. I don't know if you guys saw, Jeff posted just our coffee collection in our house the other day.
Oh yeah.
Coffee's life.
Wow.
Yeah. So Chad, what do you think are your 5 must-have items when you start overlanding?
Ooh.
Since you run a shop.
5 must-have items. I always start with telling people, think about gear in categories, right? You need shelter, you need food, you need somewhere to sleep, obviously. So, think about it in categories, and then out of those categories, you can go a lot of different directions. You can start really bougie, or you can start off really basic. It depends on how comfortable you want to be. Gosh, that's a really hard question. 5 must-have, absolutely must-have items. I mean, you got to have a way to, in my opinion, need a way to cook something. You know, I wouldn't want to go and just eat dry food all the time. So I'd say some kind of stove, whether it's a single burner or just like a jet boil, or whether it's a full 2-burner stove, like a cook partner stove. So I'd say you need a stove. You need a way to keep things cold. It's not absolutely necessary, but I think it's one of the basics. So at least a cooler, or if you want to go bougie right out the gate, go with the fridge. Way to stay organized. So whether that's drawer systems, storage boxes, Tupperware things, if you want to go super basic. First aid, I think that's a necessity. So some kind of first aid kit. Doesn't have to be super elaborate and fancy, but something to cover the basics. I would include a fire extinguisher in must-have items. The worst thing that could happen would be have electrical fire and your truck catch on fire. So a fire extinguisher of some sort. We sell these really cool new fire extinguishers from Element. So those are really cool. What else? I'd say light is a must-have too. Some kind of light, whether it's a headlamp or a standalone unit that you can hang, but some way to have light to light up the area. And yeah, Alex, water. Yeah. You want to have something to drink, so water, beer. I don't know, maybe a must-have for some people.
I've been told multiple times beer is made from water, so it counts.
That's true.
As water. So
there is water in beer.
And it also counts as food.
It also counts as food.
It's many food groups. Probably some kind of recovery gear, especially if you're going out by yourself. Something doesn't have to be a winch. It could be something basic, but some kind of recovery gear. I mean, it's hard to pick 5, honestly.
You've gone over the 5, and I love it. And
I've probably gone over the 5. Yeah.
You're talking about gear, and you're sitting right in front of your Max track. So.
Like I said, I'm a gearhead.
I love it. I've actually been eyeballing the black ones this entire time, so I might just need you to bring me a pair to more, because yes,
I can do that.
Okay. They're asking, most of the trails in Halloway, and oh my God, I cannot say, Halloway are country roads. Yes, thank you. So we've learned to never underestimate roads versus trails, which is definitely true.
There's a lot of county roads in Arkansas that you wouldn't think it was an actual road. You'd think it's a trail.
Right.
Well, we'll see how much rain we get. Yeah.
Well, and the rain, it always changes the terrain of the road anyway. So it's going to be interesting to see. Just wanting to know, Chad, what's your favorite cook stove?
My favorite cook stove is the Cook Partner. Love that stuff. They're handmade in Pocatello, Idaho. Really nice. I mean, they come with a price tag, but that's a piece of gear that would last you your lifetime. Great stoves.
Chris, what do you use for your cook surface?
I've got a couple. I use the Scottle. I love it. And then on my camp trailer, I've got a Blackstone griddle. And then when I'm not using either of those, I use my little jet boil, and I'm crazy about it too. So that between those 3, it covers all the bases. But I like the cast iron Dutch too. I've gotten to the point where I carry enough weight and big clunky stuff that I can't bring my Dutch oven with me anymore, or the cast iron skillets. Man, I wish there was somebody that made a better carry case, a better bag for a cast iron skillet.
Right.
All right, everybody. You just now have an idea to sell to Chad to sell in the shop. Bags
oh my goodness!
Cast iron.
If somebody made a nice carry bag for a cast iron, there's only so many. Make a 10, a 12, and a 14-inch. I'd buy all 3.
Seems like a no-brainer.
I need a carry case for all 3. I know, and nobody makes a decent carry case for it. Even one with where the handle sticks out and you can still just grab it by the handle. That'd be fine.
Yeah, I keep mine in a box, like a hard box.
You know what I found I've got an 18-inch cast iron that I only bring out when I got all the guys with me, and
That's ginormous.
yeah, we're cooking a whole bunch. But you know what I found works perfect for it, and also I use it for my Blackstone griddle top. Is a front runner camp chair bag.
Really?
You know those little front runner chairs that
Yeah.
fold up real cool? So I've got 2 of those, and I had to figure something out. So I just stuck my griddle top in there. I was like, whoa, that works perfect. So I ended up buying 2. Now I use it for my huge cast iron. But yeah.
They make a double bag. That's what you should get.
There you go.
A double bag. So they're like both connected?
Yep.
It
2
just
chairs
holds
go
2
in one
chairs?
bag instead of having 2 separate bags.
Oh, yeah. That would only weigh like 60 pounds.
Alex,
that's
yeah,
a
that's
good
what I
point.
keep mine in.
Yeah,
I
so
have a 12
Alex
inch and I
is saying
keep
a
it in
front
the
runner
wolf
box holds a 12 inch. Eric's saying you got to load the cast iron. I think everyone needs at least
Gotcha.
one cast iron skillet when you camp.
Yep.
Yeah.
I need to get more practice on mine. I don't know. I'm not like a Dutch king or anything. I don't know a lot of recipes and stuff like that. I need to get a little more versed on the cast iron. I have a cast iron pan that I cook all my stuff in, but when you get into Dutch ovens and all that kind of cooking, I need to learn a lot more.
Well,
Alex
Jim's
is really good
saying
at
that if you want a cast iron cornbread skillet, he has plenty.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, guys, thank you so much. I've had an absolute blast with you. Not surprising at all. Chris, the fact that you started off the show with the wig after I mentioned it was phenomenal. Definitely going to go down in history for a show. But tell everybody, Chad, where they can find you, find your store. And then, Chris, I want you to go over the event dates for more and where people can buy tickets.
Cool. Yep. So all the social media stuff, it's always Overland Addict, whether it's Facebook, Instagram. We even do Pinterest. We've got some stuff on Pinterest. So it's always just Overland Addict, one word, YouTube. And then the shop, like I said before, we're in Nixa, Missouri. The address is 380 East State Highway CC. It's really easy to find in Nixa. And like I said, we're just a couple miles south of Springfield. And you can contact us at hello@overlandaddict.com or call us at 417-616-3019.
Love it. All right, Chris, tell us about more. When is it and where can they get tickets?
More Expo is in Springfield, Missouri. It is April 8th through 10th. So coming up in about 4 weeks. You can get tickets online at moreexpo.com. Up at the top page, you'll see a button that says tickets. Just hit it and it'll take you right to Eventbrite. You can also buy tickets at the show at the gate. So don't feel obligated to buy tickets online. Pre-buying may get you in a little faster. You want it to wait in the line, but you're welcome to buy tickets at the show if you like. And then for those of you who don't know, we also have an event coming up in June, the Big Iron Overland Rally. And I'm sure we'll have plenty of time to talk about that on the show
Yes.
before that event. But tickets are on sale currently for that. And we are about 25% sold. We haven't even announced the band lineup yet. So we've not announced vendors or the band lineup, and we're 25% sold. So if you want more information on the Big Iron Overland Rally, it's bigironoverlandralley.com. And follow us on all the socials, Instagram, Facebook. We've got some awesome stuff on our YouTube channel. So yeah, give us a look, check it out.
And say I've already bought my tickets for Big Iron since I missed it last year due to my son's band concert, which is not going to be held in June this time. So I will be there.
It's an awesome
There
event. I forgot to mention a couple of things too. I don't know how I forgot to mention our website, overlandaddict.com, obviously. And then also wanted to mention we have, let's see, what is the date? It's 3 weekends from now. I think it's the 26th, March 26th. We're having an Overland swap meet at the store here in Nixa. So come out, bring your gear. It's springtime. It's time to clean out the stuff you're not using. Maybe you can find some good trades. Maybe you can buy some stuff. But yeah, we're going to have a swap meet here. We're going to have coffee, donuts, and we're gonna have a lot of rigs out in the pond to look at. So stop by. 8 a.m. to 1 p.m.
Perfect. And say, I think I got the invite for that. I don't know if we're going to make it or not yet, but it looks like a blast. Of course, Mike still gives me a hard time for doing the taillight swap at his very first Rigs and Coffee that he did. So we'll see what happens.
Yep. It's on our Facebook page. The event is, so check that out.
Great. Well, thank you guys so much. It's been an absolute blast, and I can't wait to have you guys back on the show soon.
Yeah. Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us.
Bye, guys.
See you guys.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.